What is up, guys? It's your boy BC2499 back with another video, and today we have got the final installment of the 2023 build guides. Today obviously is the Warlock, since we've already covered both the Ton and the Hunter. So in this one we will be covering the Voidwalker, we're covering the broodweaver, and then we will also be covering the dawnblade. So without further ado, let's get into it. First we will start with the Voidwalker. For the subclass, we've got any super you would like, since it's not really a super build, it's more of an aspect build. So I like Cataclysm just since it does some insane damage whenever you want. If you prefer an overall, that's up to you, or Vortex, that's completely up to you. Abilities, you can either have Healing Rift or Empowering Rift. They both have the same cooldown, which is what we want, so that's completely up to you as well. Jump is also completely up to you. I like Blink just because I feel comfortable with it. Obviously, we can't choose a different melee for them. And then for the grenades, it's also completely up to you. So I just prefer a Vortex just because it sucks everyone in and deals some good damage, so I prefer that. Now, for the important part are the aspects. So first, we've got Feed the Void, where defeating a target with a Void ability activates Devour, and while Devour is active, final blows restore health and extend Devour. Devour, by the way, for people who don't know, is whenever you get a kill, you get all your health back, so it's actually very overpowered for Warlocks. And the entire point of this build, Child of the Old Gods, where if you cast your Rift, a little ball will spawn next to your head. If you shoot someone, the ball will go towards them, and it will weaken them, aka you deal damage to them, and you get all your abilities back if they're being damaged by the ball. This is the entire point of it, so basically we'll just be spamming this on every enemy we see, and yep, you'll see how good it is in the Lost Sector. For the fragments, we have got Echo of Remnants, where our Vortex Grenade just stays for longer, because obviously that's always good. Echo of Undermining, where your Void Grenade weakens targets, aka we're going to throw a Void Grenade, deals more damage since it weakens targets. Echo of Leeching, where your melee final blows start health regeneration for you and nearby allies, so if you get a melee kill, health regeneration is good. And then Echo of Obscurity, where finisher final blows grant invisibility. So as you can probably tell, this build is more about a survival and weakening targets, so it's actually very good for most endgame content, but some not so much. For the armor, we have got on your helmet, it's completely up to you. For Warlocks, obviously, we're going to want 100 recovery for the Rift to be cast. We have a Void Cipher, just because I'm using Void Weapons, and Heavy Ammo Finder, just to get more heavy on the ground for us. For the exotic, we have got the Briarbinds, which your Void Souls have a longer duration. They also grant escalating damage and the durability as they defeat targets. You can, the key part, you can always retrieve your Void Souls by interacting with them, allowing them to be redeployed. So you can have a Void Soul that just goes on forever as long as you keep taking it back. So this is the entire point of the build. It's a lot of power. So we'll go into the mods. We've got just Avoid Loading, so obviously using Void Guns again. Bolstering Detonation, where it grants class ability when you cause damage with a grenade. Obviously we're using our Vortex Grenade, which weakens targets, so that's good. And a Focusing Strike, where class ability when you cause melee damage with a melee attack, which is also obviously good. Chest Piece, we've just got 2 resistance mods, which are always good, and you know me from other 2 resistance mods I prefer than anything else in the chest armor slot. For legs, we've got Void Weapon Surge to increase our Void Weapon damage. Absolution, where if you pick up a Orb of Power, you get all your ability cooldowns, which is always good. And then Void Scavenger, just to pick up more heavy ammo when we want. And then we've got double time dilation just on our costs, so that we can have that Void Surge for longer. And then for the weapons, it's more up to you, but I love Ostrich Trigger on my Warlock, just because it deals so much damage and is so good for ag clearing, which this build is very good for. I just use an Alka Potion for single target damage, and then Falling Guillotine just for both a single target and clearing. So, with that build, let's go into the Lost Sector and see how it goes. Alright guys, so for this next build we have got a pure crowd control build, which is with the sun braces on dawnblade. So without further ado, let's get into the subclass. For the super, I prefer Well of Radiance. Well is probably a bit better for this one, just for the added control. You can use Daybreak if you really like it, but I just prefer Well since it's that overpowered for Warlocks. Abilities, I use Healing for more survivability. You could use Phoenix Dive. Empowering is not, unless you want more damage, but with this build you don't really need more of that, but I prefer healing. Jump up to you, I just prefer Burst Glide, you get more maneuverability with this one. You are going to want Incendiary Snap for this one. You do not want Slashy Fire because it can be a bit glitchy when trying to proc the main part of this build, so I would, yes, Incendiary Snap is the ideal one. Solar Grenade is also is a must. This is the entire point of the build. This will kill everything that honestly is on your screen. It's that overpowered. For the aspects, we have got Heat Rises, where you can fire weapons, melee, throw grenades while gliding, which usually you can't. It will just force you back down to the ground. This part we're not going to be using at all, where if you hold to consume your grenade, you get Heat Rises. We're not using that at all. But the part we're using this for is that final blows while able and increase the duration of Heat Rises and grant melee energy. It's like, I'm pretty sure, a third of your melee energy per kill. So basically, we can just spam our melee attack, which, as you'll see, is ideal for this build. And Touch of Flame is also a must, where our Solar Grenade increases its linger duration and periodically emits blobs of lava around its perimeter, which the blobs of lava deal some insane damage, so that's good. Fragments, we've got Ember of Mercy, where when you revive an ally, you regain restoration, and picking up a Fire Sprite grants restoration. This is just for more survivability, it's always good. Ember of Singeing, where your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets, which we're going to be doing a lot with this build. Rapidly defeating multiple targets with solar ignitions generates normal power, which we're also going to be doing a lot of for this build, which is the Ember of Wonder. And then Ember of Searing, where defeating scorched targets grants melee energy and creates Fire Sprite, which obviously we're going to need melee energy, so that's also good. For the armor, we've got on our helmet Arc Siphon, because we're using arc weapons, Heavy Ammo Scout, Heavy Ammo Finder for more heavy, that's always good. Sun Braces, if you don't know what these do, you're living under a rock, but I'll tell you quickly. It increases the duration of solar grenades, and solar melee kills grant unlimited solar grenade energy for a brief time. And with how overpowered we've already made our grenade, this is just, it's overkill. But obviously, that's good for this game. We've also got solar loader, arc loader, just using a solar and arc weapon. For the chest piece, once again, we've got just a bunch of arc resistance, which is always good because more survivability. For the legs, we've got Arc Weapon Surge for more arc damage, and then Arc Scavenger, Arc Holster, just so I don't have to reload and I can get more ammo. And for the bomb, we've got Time Dilation and more Time Dilation again, just to have more increased uptime in that Weapon Surge. For the weapons, these don't really matter since you're not going to be using them much, but I'm using both a new Pacific Epitaph, which is the new forbearance if you're using it in kinetic. So this is always, if you don't have this, I would greatly suggest getting it. This is from the Ghost of the Deep Dungeon. No Survivors, which is also from Ghost of the Deep Dungeon. I just like this because it's a good roll. And then a Thunderlord, I'm using this because it's very good for ad clearing, and this build is a pure ad killing demon. So that is the solo build that we're going over today. Let's go into the Lost Sector and try it out. Alrighty guys, so last but not least, we have got a Strand build, which is basically just pure suspending everything in your area. Suspend is obviously where it's one of the abilities of Strand where you put a target in the air and they can't do anything at all. So this is very good for just crowd control once again, because they obviously can't shoot you, and also good for survivability. So let's get into the subclass. Neostorm obviously can't change the super. Healing Rift obviously for survivability, whatever jump you want, can't change the melee. Shackle Grenade is a must for this. That is the key point of this entire build, is Shackle Grenade, because it suspends targets. For the aspects, we've got Mind Spying Invocation, where the main one we're using is that we can consume our Shackle Grenade by holding grenade, and then which will give us Weaver's Trance. Weaver's Trance, what that does is that every kill we get will emit a massive suspending burst from the target, suspending everything in the area, which is basically the entire point of this build. And then our second aspect is the Wanderer, just so the tangles that we throw also suspend targets, which is always good. For the fragments, we have got Finish of Final Blows create Threadlings. Threadlings are those small creatures that just deal extra damage, so extra damage is never bad. Super Final Blows emit a suspending burst from the target. Once again, suspending is also good. Dealing damage generates grenade energy. Obviously, grenade is a key part of this build, so this is also ideal. And then Thread of Continuity, where suspend effects that are applied to targets have increased duration, obviously is also good because they are suspended for longer. For the armor, we have got, once again, Kinetic Siphon, Heavy Ammo Scout, and then Heavy Ammo Finder. That's up to you though. Necrotic Grip. This is the key part of this build, where damaging guns poisons them, dealing increased damage over time, defeating a poison command and spread the condition. Provides a moderate benefit to the airborne effects of all weapons of sorrow. Weapons of sorrow include Thorn, Osteostriga, and Wicked Implement. Those are the ones that... Oh, and Touch of Malice, sorry. Those are the ones that work with Necrotic Grip, and that's why we're using these today. For our chest piece, we've got, once again, just resistance mods, and then just some extra ammo that we can carry. Legs, we have got Kinetic Weapon Surge, Innovation, which is, once you pick up an orb, you get more grenade energy, and then Void Scavenger, just so we get that Void ammo back. And then for this one, we've only got a single time dilation, so that we can stack Double Bomber, where if we use our class ability, we get a reduced grenade cooldown, which obviously for this build is ideal. And then for the weapons, as you can probably guess, we've got Osteostriga, because it works well with Necrotic Grip, and it just kills everything around them. Null Composure, a Fallen Guillotine, for the same reason as every other build, I just like them. Null Composure is good for single target, Fallen Guillotine's good for both single target and ag clearing. So, without further ado, let's get into the Lost Sector and show you what I believe to be the best build. Alrighty guys, so that is it for the video. Those are the 3 best builds for the Warlock that I have personally used. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe. And with that video done, that is actually the end of my 3 build guides for each class this year. So I'll probably do another build for each class next year after the final shape has launched, so stay tuned for that. I'll also obviously be uploading more videos after this throughout the year, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.